Yo, 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 what's going on, peoples? Hey, I want to come in and just go over the markets real quick. Look, it looks like the Trumpster has contracted the coronavirus, or what we would call COVID-19. I know for many of you guys, that's either good or bad. Let's try to be, not assholes. Remember, anytime somebody gets sick, it's not a good thing, regardless of, what else is going on. But the main thing is, for us, at least, we're traders, right? How does this impact the general market? You can already see that, we're down like 2% already, which is actually a fairly decent sized gap down. So I was getting a lot of questions from some of my students and just emails out the wazoo this morning. Is this going to make the stock market crash? And the simple answer of that is, you don't really know those things, right? All we can do is trade price action, and see what happens. But the main thing to remember, like if you're looking at the market, is always to kind of keep track of the levels in the market of what's happening, and where the potential bounce spots are, and where are the potential spots where things get more dangerous. So at the moment, we have kind of a handful of levels to watch. So on the QQQs, you can see there's a little bit of a lid on this at around 282, and then our last bottom here was at 260. So in general, if you look from September 8th, and we're right in October 2nd, so for 1 month we've been in a range. All right, and beyond that range, we have a handful of moving averages in the middle. So a couple of things to just be mindful of is that even though the market itself is having a nice week open, it doesn't necessarily change the overall structure of what we're seeing in the market. Now, we've got multiple levels of support underneath, and if those don't hold, then I do think, maybe we could get down, into this zone over here. And then if that doesn't hold, then, we have a lot of support at 260. So we're still quite a bit of ways from getting even down into this 260 mark, about 5 or 6%. So, we would really need 3 times what's happening now before the market starts to test the very, very key support that, it would need. And on the other side of things, we're at some support right now. We could start bouncing at the open. And, I don't know if the market's going to go green or not, but we've seen weirder things. We've got enough support here where, buyers may step in at the open. For my personal, trading, I'll probably wait out the open, see if this 275 level holds. And if it can, maybe I'll take a little dabble to the long side. If it gets under, we'll know we can take some shorts for a day trade. If you're a swing trader, the biggest thing to do is to just remember where your stop losses are, where to tighten your risk. And remember that there's a lot of just good looking stocks out there, a couple to kind of keep an eye on. This, RKT had some big news yesterday, it looks like, and man, they had like a big push over here. So that one looks, really good still. The setup hasn't been invalidated. If this crowd can hold this 9 EMA, that could be a potential play. Keep an eye on it around 136 or so. There's some really good looking plays that are still hanging around. So just kind of be mindful of the different levels. And the main thing is to not get like too freaked out and kind of read too much into the headlines of what's going to happen in the stock market. You always want to just make sure that you know your levels, that you got your stop losses in, and you're able to manage your positions, accordingly. There's going to be a lot of red on the screen over here. You can see, right? It's like dun 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 dun, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it stays like that. Understand your levels, and of course, just mind your risk. Take a little bit of risk off the table. I do expect October to be wild, or a little bit more than September. The one thing that's going to happen with the markets is there's going to be constant updates and fake updates, right? From the administration, probably from news outlets. Oh, Trump is getting better. And then a few days from now, the price of Trump is getting worse. You're going to see stuff out there, right? From like just shady sources we don't even know. Hey, Trump is on his deathbed. Oh no, Trump is really fine. He's taking hydroxychloroquine. Oh, and then, there's a good shot, right? We have another debate. He's probably going to miss that debate. Did they give Joe Biden coronavirus? Those are the unknowns. So the big thing that we can control is knowing our levels, respecting our stop losses. The unknowns are the rumor mill, which will shift around the market a little bit on the intraday side and on the future side. So that's why it's good to kind of take a little bit of risk off the table. I'm going to make sure my stops are tight on my swing trades. And if the market gets wild, I go to a straight day trading environment, as when the market gets wild, you can essentially have swing trading kind of range, but on the day trade side, so you don't need that overnight risk. In general, though, my personal guess, educated guess, this is the big nothing burger for the most part, unless something really happens and he's starting, things get worse, like maybe he can't go to any of the debates, right? Nobody sees him before the election. Those are the kind of things that would be the unknown that, frankly, that's way beyond my pay grade on how to handle. So we'll play the levels, we'll play the action, and protect your risk. Guys, feel free to leave me any comments or questions or concerns. Take care.